Test 1 2, test 1 2. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Okay. All right. That works. Okay. All right. Quiet on set. Here we go. And in 3, 2, 1. We welcome you to a sunny, partly cloudy Thursday afternoon here on the campus of Howard Community College as we are getting set up for some men's basketball action in a Region 20 Division II Top 5 showdown as the Howard Community College Dragons face off against the Owls from Prince George's Community College. Hello, folks. This is the big man on the mic, Isaac Donsky, ready to bring you all the action. And hallelujah, the sun is out for the first time what feels like forever. Bad weather that's been coming through the area has cleared up, and we're getting set for our first home game since September. Happy October, everybody. Happy Rosh Hashanah to all who celebrate. Let's get this show on the road. We've got a good one for you today as the 4th-ranked PG County Owls are in town to face off against the 3rd-ranked Howard Community College Dragons. This is going to be an interesting matchup. It's the second top 5 matchup of the season for the Dragons. They faced 5th-ranked Southern Maryland on Tuesday, won that game 2-0, but they're going to be without some of their key players today. We'll get into them in just a second. Let's start the action by talking about PG County. Big surprise this year for the Owls. They transferred up from Division III this season. Expectations were, hey, they're coming from a lower division. They might take some time to get used to the highly competitive Division II. No, they have been one of the best teams in Region 20 Division II all season long. They have consistently been ranked inside the top 3. Recently, a string of losses did knock them down to the 4th spot, but they are still in line to get a home seed for the upcoming Region 20 playoffs. They are good, and they've got a superstar in Zico Teixeira who sits top 5 in all major offensive categories for the entire region. So this is an Owls team that you do not want to mess around with, and they're going up against one of the established powerhouses here in Region 20. That is these Howard Dragons. Now the Dragons kicked the season off with a 6-0 start to the year. They looked unbeatable, but then they ran into trouble. First, it was Frederick, a very tough away game against a surprising Frederick school that currently sits second at Region 20. That was a tough 3-2 loss, first loss of the season. Team tried to rebound against Division I Montgomery. Not going to happen. Arch rival Montgomery spanked them 8-0. Rough loss for the Dragons there. They rebounded nicely, though, and got a big 2-0 win over number 5 ranked Southern Maryland. So coming into this game, another top 5 showdown here in Division II. The Dragons are hoping to turn the tide, but they're going to have to do it without their all-star goalkeeper, Luke Ryerson, who is out for this game. He, along with all-star defender Mark Adja, also out. A series of injuries to the Dragons after their tough away game schedule. That road trip cost them, but they are going to have to buckle up against the Owls. This is going to be a good one. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups for both teams. Still hear everything, right? Okay, let me know if the audio cuts out at all. We're going to start things off by meeting the starting lineup for the PG Owls. Starting in goal will be a freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland, number 0, Jairo Caceres. Starting on defense, a sophomore from Bangul, Gambia, number 4, Mohamed Salah. Starting at midfield, a freshman from Laurel, Maryland, number 6, Zico Teixeira. Starting at forward, a sophomore from Greenbelt, Maryland, number 7, Osi Ibhagwe. Starting at midfield will be a sophomore from Bowie, Maryland, number 10, Dexter Ngukham. Starting on defense, a sophomore from Glendale, Maryland, number 12, Randy Salvador. Starting at forward, a freshman from Riverdale, Maryland, number 13, Jerson Chirino. Starting on defense will be a freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland, number 17, Diego Smith. Starting on defense, a freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland, number 18, Shane Lopez Hadia. Starting at forward will be a freshman from Madison, Wisconsin, number 19, Abdulsalam Osman. And starting on defense will be a sophomore from Washington, D.C., number 22, Guillermo Vialta. Okay. We just had a last-second change to the starting lineup for the Dragons, folks. We'll make that adjustment very quickly. Okay. The head coach for the Owls is Ty Akinmaboni. Assistant coaches Kevin Carrillo and Alberto Rios. Now here's the starting lineup for your Howard Community College Dragons. And again, this is a different lineup than we're used to because of a string of injuries to the team. Starting in goal will be a sophomore from Beltsville, Maryland, number 0, Bradley Fuentes. Starting on at forward will be a sophomore from Columbia, Maryland, number 4, Blyden Alung. Starting at midfield, a freshman from Columbia, Maryland, number 5, Kevin Ruby. Starting at midfield, a sophomore from Hyattsville, Maryland, number 6, Jefferson Estrada. Starting at midfield, a sophomore from Columbia, Maryland, number 7, Truce Norton. Starting at forward, a freshman from Catonsville, Maryland, number 9, Brian Barrientos. Starting on defense, a sophomore from Geneva, Switzerland, number 11, Samson Ogunlie. Starting at midfield will be a freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland, number 13, Rafa Benitez. Starting on defense, a freshman from Columbia, Maryland, number 14, Sebastian Fonseca. Starting on defense, a sophomore from Columbia, Maryland, number 18, Kyle Simmons. And starting at midfield, a freshman from Fredericksburg, Virginia, number 19, Darian Paz. The Dragons are led by head coach Rob Ryerson and assistant coaches Steve Sherman and Ken Bernstein. So it is a top 5 showdown in Region 20 Division 2. 4th-ranked PG trying to prove that their transition from D3 wasn't a fluke and they're one of the top teams here. Howard trying to get back to their winning ways after going 1-3 on their last road trip. It's the Dragons and the Owls coming right up on Howard Community College's Vimeo. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna do announcements and then starters, and then we're going. Yep, we don't got a flag, so no anthem. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Howard campus of Howard Community College for today's men's soccer match featuring our visitors from Prince George's Community College and your Howard Community College Dragons. Before we begin today's match, we want to remind you that this game is being played under the regulations of the National Junior College Athletic Association's Region 20 and the Maryland Junior College Athletic Conference. ND JUCO and NJCAA prohibit all verbal or physical abuse towards any of our student athletes, any of our coaches, any staff members, any fans, and any community members during today's event. Violators of these rules will be subject to removal from the Howard Community College campus. We appreciate your cooperation in being good fans. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain off the track at all times. Restrooms can be found towards the end of the gravel path by the entrance. Now, let's meet the starters and coaches, beginning with our visitors, the Prince George's Community. Starting in goal, a freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland. Number 0, Jairo Caceres. Starting on defense, a sophomore from Banjul, Gambia. Number 4, Mohamed Salah. Starting at midfield, a freshman from Laurel, Maryland. Number 6, Nico Tashira. Starting at forward, a sophomore from Greenbelt, Maryland. Number 7, Osi Ipagwe. Starting at midfield, a sophomore from Bowie, Maryland. Number 10, Dexter Nguke. Starting on defense, a sophomore from Glendale, Maryland. Number 12, Randy Salvador. Starting at forward, a freshman from Riverdale, Maryland. Number 13, Jerson Chirino. Starting on defense, a freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland. Number 17, Diego Smith. Starting on defense, a freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland. Number 8,
Test 1 2, test 1 2. Yes. We're about set to get underway here. Thumbs up if you can hear. About set to get underway here. Dragons will be in their usual white with gray pants, black numbers. The Owls will be in navy blue with light blue numbers and white trim. Last minute change to the starting lineup. Mateo Thomas Moore will get the start over Truce Norton, as these Dragons, who have been riddled with injuries over the last couple of weeks, looking forward to trying to to turn things around as they face off against a very solid PG County team. We're due for a good one, folks. We're due for a very good one. You can see down there on the on our little graphic, we've noted that the Dragons ranked number 3, the Owls ranked number 4. For the remainder of our home games, we will show you where each team is ranked on our score sheet, on our scoreboard, our scorebug, excuse me, to let you know what's at stake. And for this is a huge one. This one could determine who is getting ranked, who is getting a home playoff game and who isn't for these upcoming Region 20 playoffs. And we're underway. PG trying to go for an early attack here. They might have a chance. Number 19, Abdusalam Osman. Gonna pass out down to. I'm gonna fall back on defense here. Forgive me if it takes a moment to name names for the Owls, as it is a little hard to see their jerseys, but we should be getting some cloud cover here, so things might be a little easier. Both teams feeling each other out defensively here. Dragons trying to find an opening. Dragons, originally the plan was to start Truce Norton and Sam Santos, two of their best offensive players, but instead, Coach Rob Ryerson is opting to let Mateo Thomas Moore and Blyden Lung get the start instead. Sam Santos has been battling injury, and Truce Norton was a late change on the lineup. We'll find out more information about that when we get a chance. Trying to find an opening here against this PG defense. Been one of the better defensive units in Region 20. Rafa Benitez coming in. Kevin Ruby got tripped up a bit there. He stays on his feet. Key here for the Dragons is to keep the ball away from number 6, Zico Tashira. We mentioned in pregame how he has been one of the most dominant players in Region 20. Here's a good play by Osi Ibagwe. He falls down. It's recovered by the defense. Good job there by Samson Ogunlie. Tries to get it out to Blyden Lung. Moore, using that speed of his, covers it up. He passes up to Darian Paz. Underrated player. Extremely underrated player, Darian Paz. He's third on the team in goals and seems to score almost every game we've got. Here's a chance for the Dragons. High kick. They were trying to get it to Moore in the middle. Sailed overhead out of bounds. Another big question mark for the Dragons is, of course, going to be goalkeeper Bradley Fuentes, making his first career start. He's been here for about 2 seasons. This will be the first start of his career as he replaces Luke Ryerson, who is out injured. The injury bug has hit the Dragons at just the worst time, but if this lineup can do well, then the Dragons are going to be set for the tough games ahead as they battle some of the better teams in Region 20 going forward in the run to the playoffs. Owls trying to find an opening. Gonna have to reset here on defense once again. Tashira, number 6, he's right in the middle as Rafa Benitez gets tangled up with a PG player, trying to give a chance for Blyden Lung. One to beat, won't get there in time. Rafa Benitez doing a good job in the midfield, of breaking up key plays. And despite his smaller stature, he's been doing an excellent job of that all season. He even drew a red card from a Cecil player during the match we had against them back in September. Here's Benitez again. He's going up against number 10. That is Dexter Ngukam. Excuse me, Dexter Ngukam. Dexter Ngukam. Out of bounds possession to the Dragons. They fire back to Sebastian Fonseca. They'll play the goalie here. Here's Fuentes. Passes out to Kyle Simmons. Towering defensive captain, one of the tallest players on the team. He finds Sebastian Fonseca. Deep pass out here, trying to get it to Blyden Alung. Alung picking it up. Alung trying to beat the traffic. Nice pass there, trying to get it to Moore. And it's broken up by PG's defense, kept alive by Darian Paz in the middle. Now Paz looking for an opportunity. Finds Moore. With that speed, he could get open. Here's Mateo Moore. Moore trying to beat his defender. Getting tripped up. Keeps it alive. There's a whistle. And a foul called on Mateo Moore. It's a shame, too. It would have had an open shot there for Blyden Alung. Broadcast good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shannon's watching it.
Back to the extra we go. Now PG trying to get an opening. Here's number 13, Jerson Chirino. Chirino slides on this wet grass. Keep in mind, folks, it's been raining here in Maryland basically for 2 weeks straight as a result of the after effects of Hurricane Helene plus earlier rainstorms. So the grass today is more like a slip and slide. Went out on it earlier but during preparations for the game, and it was rough. As here is Zico Tashira now. This is the guy that the Dragons have got to lock down. He is top 5 in almost every major offensive category this season. He's one of the reasons why PG has adapted so well to Division II and why they've emerged as a powerhouse, despite this being their first year playing at this level. A lot of good pressure early here from PG, but the Dragons have had some good pressure too. It hasn't really been one-sided. Ogunlie trying to break up that play. They're going to have to be careful. That's number 7, OC Ibugwe. Ibugwe trying to get around Kyle Simmons. Going for a pass over the middle, was trying to find Tashira, and it's broken up by Jefferson Estrada. Moore. That one sails out of bounds. What was it? Buzz the Tower. Did a flyby of our broadcast booth. One thing the Dragons got to do, they can't get frustrated with the lack of looks here. They are down some of their better offensive players, but they've just got to fight. That's what they did against Southern Maryland. It was a similar situation, fighting against a Southern Maryland team that was top 5, and they managed to take a 2-0 victory in that one, and was a tough win. Here's a chance here for the Owls. That's number 17, Diego Smith, broken up by Ogunlie. Barrientos back to Ogunlie. Finds Kevin Ruby. Been nice to see Kevin Ruby work his way into the starting rotation this year. Started the season primarily as a bench player, but has slowly worked his way up, and now usually gets the start. Passes out to Rafa Benitez. He gets tangled up with Dexter Ngukam. Ngukam the other way. Trying to get to the middle. Ooh, that's a nice spin move there by Jerson Chirino. Trying to get it back to Ngukam. It's broken up by Sebastian Fonseca. Ngukam keeps it alive. How about this? He's double teamed. Somehow still keeps it alive. Just double checking. That was number 19. Osman, number 19. Here's Smith. Little stutter step there as he feinted a pass. He's going to back up instead to his defense. Finds number 4, Mohamed Salah. Play the ball back to Salah. Salah goes up to Ibugwe. That's broken up by Darian Paz. Smith slips, and there you see what the result of this wet field is. Diego Smith goes for a slide. There's a lot of contact there, but no foul call there as Blyden Alung got tied up. PG staying in control here in these opening 10 minutes, but the Dragons providing a lot of good defensive pressure. Trying to get it to Tashira. Fuentes comes up, slips, has to back up. Good aggression there from Bradley Fuentes. Ogunlie knocks it out of there. He's putting in an early vote to be one of the players of the game. Samson Ogunlie from Geneva, Switzerland, as there's a foul called. Offsides is called on PG. I meant to say earlier is Ogunleye making a strong case for it to be one of our top performers. Remember, you can see all of our top performers. Follow us over on Instagram and Twitter to see the top performers of every Dragons game, including the away games. We do track it. Trying to get the ball up to Teixeira again. Dragons have been watching film. You can tell they have locked down Teixeira so far. He has not gotten a lot of chances, but PG's got plenty of weapons outside of him. Case in point, Jerson Chirino gets off the first shot, deflected by Kyle Simmons. That almost went in. It just landed on top of the net. That was close. And it's going to be a corner kick here for the Owls, and it will be Zico Teixeira who will take it. Zico. So Teixeira will take the corner. On its way. A lot of white jerseys blinding the lung, as there's a foul called against PG, it looks like. Couldn't see if it was offsides or a regular foul, but I believe it was just regular. Jefferson Estrada will kick it out. And 10 minutes in, 0-0. Good contest so far. Both teams getting some opportunities. PG's had more offensive opportunities, that is true. But the Dragons' defense has held firm. But that's a strategy that isn't always going to work, because you got to remember, it's a surprisingly warm day. One has to wonder what happens when the defense gets tired. That's going to be something that's something the Dragons have taken full advantage of, as Ogunleye slips. Oh, that field is in rough shape from all that rain. Oh, this might be a chance here. It will not. Osman had an opening. It was broken up by Sebastian Fonseca. Osman trips. Oh, man. Someone's going to twist an ankle on the turf. Excuse me, grass. That's how wet it is. There's nothing we can really do. We've just been bombarded with rain for 2 weeks, so it was going to be these conditions were going to be a factor no matter what. You got to adapt to them. There's a big slide in the mud as Mateo Thomas Moore and number 17 Diego Smith collide. Smith ended up on his back. He was looking for a foul, didn't get one. Ball went out of bounds. I believe it's going to be PG ball. Trying to get it to Chirino. Surrounded by white jerseys. Ooh, Simmons takes a hit. He's back on his feet. Chirino finds Ibugwe. There's a shot by number 10. Fuentes with the save. That was number 10, Dexter Nkukam, who takes the shot, and Bradley Fuentes has his first collegiate save. There was another collision there as Brian Barrientos goes down. Good play there by Jefferson Estrada to kick it way out. Try to give the Dragons defense some breathing room. We might want to turn the audio off. Yeah, that sounds problematic. Yeah. Yeah, it did sound similar. Sorry about that, folks. We were just dealing with a slight issue. Our PA system has given us some serious feedback that you can hear all across the field. We're just trying to fix that up. Dragons continuing to play on defense here, as their offense hasn't been able to get a lot of good looks. But the defense has held strong. Fuentes. Short pass out to Jefferson Estrada. You can hear Coach Ryerson getting a little vocal here, trying to get the team motivated. Like, come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's get it downfield. Let's get chances for our forwards here. PG with another chance. Here's a deep shot, Fuentes. Good save by Fuentes. I think that was number 10, Ingakam, who made the shot once more, as Fuentes makes another great save. Barrientos trying to get it open for Blyden Alung. Alung gets twisted around as he and Salah got tangled up. Alung is trying to argue that he was held, and he might have been. Things are getting a little chippy out there. Two players go down. Ooh, Osman slow to get up there. Our field is going to be torn to shreds at this rate. You ever see those bad weather game highlights on YouTube of soccer being played in the absolute worst conditions? This isn't up there, but it definitely, it's a muddy field. They just got to adapt to it. Again, nothing we can really do because of all the rain we've had. As Rafa Benitez, good play there, broken up by the defense. Rafa's going to keep it alive, passes down to Fonseca. Here we might have a good look here. Here's Benitez. Using that, he's a bit smaller, but he can use his size to his advantage, actually, because he could just slip and slide around his opponents. Ruby passes out to Benitez. Benitez looking for an opening. Benitez goes for a shot, and it's covered up by the goalie, Jairo Caceres. Good try there by the Dragons. As that came up just a tad short. Back on the attack, here comes Zico Teixeira. Nice move there to try and shake off Fonseca, but Fonseca stays with him. They find Osman again. Osman trying to go up to Chirino. It's broken up. It's going to be kept alive here by PG. Ruby, good pressure on Chirino. Chirino trying to lose him. May have gotten away with a jersey grab. Oh, no, they did not. Ruby takes a tumble. And that foul is going to set up PG with a good chance here. Teixeira is going to take the free kick here, deep in Dragon territory. We got to start taking, we'll hold that thought. Here comes Teixeira. Deep one. Off target. And our athletic director, Mike Smelkinson, chasing it down. So Fuentes will, Fuentes, good start so far in his first starting goal. All right, see if the Dragons get an opening here. Benitez shoots it down. PG going to keep it alive, but there's white jerseys coming in. Benitez applying good pressure, as is Alung. They'll get another chance here. Here's Alung. Finds it down. Paz! Shot! Oh, what a save by Caceres. Paz almost had it. That would have been a monster goal from Darian Paz. And a good pass from Blyden Alung, too. And a good save by Jairo Caceres. That's going to set up a corner kick. It'll be Brian Barrientos who takes it. And a chance here for the Dragons to potentially break this tie. We've got about 27 minutes to go in this first half. Just about. Barrientos off the corner. Right into the mitts of the keeper, Caceres. Kyle Simmons came racing in there. I think he was trying to go for the header. That would have been something special to see a defender like Simmons get a goal. Defensive players deserve their laurels, especially in a game like this when PG's been outplaying you so far in this first half, but you have held firm. Here's Fuentes, who will scoop up that ball from Diego Smith. And a big thank you, of course, to our athletic director, Mike Smelkinson, who was able to fix that feedback issue we were having with our PA system. It seems to be fixed for now. Here's a chance here. Moore using that speed. Look at these moves from Moore. Finds Paz. Paz shot over the net. Darian Paz getting some good looks here. He has been the unsung hero of this Dragons team. He has an average of 1 goal a game as he has emerged as one of the best goal scorers on this Dragons squad. And it's helped out a lot, especially with most of the key offensive pieces for the Dragons sitting out this game. Teixeira gets tripped up. No foul called. He's looking for a foul. He didn't get it. Brian Barrientos had his hands outstretched like, come on, man, what are you doing? As that's a pass to Moore. Moore breaks away. Mateo Moore. Got to be fast. He's not fast enough. Salah breaks it up. Here's a lung coming in. If a white jersey could just get in there, we might have a chance. Dragons starting to turn the momentum a little bit here as they've had a lot of good looks. PG trying to take advantage. Dragons are fast, though. They get quickly back on defense. Here's a chance for number 7, OC Ibagwe. Ibagwe looking for an opening. Ibagwe. Ruby got a foot in there. There's a shot. Oh, what a save by Bradley Fuentes. What a save off a monster shot. I think that was Teixeira. That's the power of Zico Teixeira right there that you got to look out for. He almost had that, but Bradley Fuentes, excellent save. Doing an excellent job so far in his debut. Hey, if this holds, give one. Thank you. We got our first sub coming, and it's going to be PG. We'll see who they put in. By the way, quick shout out to PG's recruiting. They have one of the most international rosters out of any team here in Region 20, outside probably Essex. They do an excellent job of recruiting from areas you wouldn't expect. For example, PG's got a player from Mozambique. That's pretty cool. You got to admit that's pretty cool. Here's a chance here. Moore, I was looking for a lung, didn't get him. We got 2 PG players about to come in. It looks like it's number 20 and number 21. Once they sub in, we'll tell you who they are. Dragons holding firm here on PG's side of the ball. I mentioned it's quite humid out as well. All the rain we've had has made it a humid afternoon, but there's a nice cool breeze that comes through. You could tell that fall is right around the corner. PG on the defensive here. They're trying to find an opening. Ruby keeps it alive for the Dragons. Punts it back, and it's picked up by number 12, Randy Salvador. Haven't mentioned him much. He's the defensive captain for this this Owls team, excuse me. Got a little bit ahead of myself. Good pressure here from Blyden the Lung. The Owls are kind of just playing keep away. Looking for an opening. And they might have a chance here with Diego Smith. No, broken up by Kyle Simmons. Ball went out of bounds. That's going to be a goal kick. And subs are in. Coming into the game for the Owls is going to be sophomore midfielder number 20, Frank Olam from Calabar, Nigeria. And freshman forward number 21, Perez Hengu from Laurel, Maryland, by way of Cameroon. Again, big shout out to PG's international recruiting. They always do an excellent job. They're going to replace number 7, OC Ibagwe from Greenbelt, Maryland, and number 19, Abdulsalam Osman. Osman and Ibagwe have had have got a lot of good looks and a lot of good shots, so they're going to give those some rest and have them rest up for the back half of the first half, or maybe the second half here, as they give some of their bench players a chance to shine. Excuse me. Ruby. Oh boy, that's going to be a stoppage. That might be a yellow card on Ruby. Yep. That was a hold on Kevin Ruby. The foul was against Jerson Chirino. That's going to be a stoppage with 22 minutes and 20 seconds to go as the first yellow card of the game. And I believe that's Kevin Ruby's first yellow card of the season. Both teams are both teams forming up defensive walls, trying to find an opportunity here. Kick on the way. Broken up by Ogunlie. There's a PG player down. That's number 13, Jerson Chirino, who hit the deck. You're going to see a lot of that. Another sub getting set to come in for PG. That is number 3, Messi Morales. And he's in. Diego Smith out. Messi Morales, the freshman defender from Mount Rainier, Washington, is checking into the game. As it's going to be a corner kick for PG, it looks like. It will be taken by, I can't see who that is at the moment. Corner's on the way. Nice headed out of there. Ooh, by Darian Paz, who got tripped up with number 22, Guillermo Villalta, as a shot sails wide. That was Messi Morales, who had just checked in, number 3, who sends a shot that goes wide. Coming up on 20 minutes to go. It's been an exciting first half, folks. And if you want even more excitement, we've got 2 more home games for men's soccer in the regular season. We've got Anne Arundel on Saturday. It's going to be Sophomore Day and Alumni Day. And then we've got Hartford next Thursday. That's going to be the home finale. And if we get a top 4 seed in the Region 20 playoffs, we'll have another home game that we'll hopefully bring to you. That's going to bunch up close to our basketball coverage, so stay tuned on that, but we will bring that to you no matter what. Speaking of which, basketball season is just around the corner, folks. First home game of the year. Defending Region 20 champs Howard take on Baltimore City on November 1st at 7 p.m. And make sure to tune in extra early for the women's game starting at 5 p.m. High expectations for both teams this year. Howard, the defending Region 20 champs. Howard's men's team, that is. Howard's women's team finished last season as semifinalists. So it's going to be a good season there. We'll have all the games for you live on our HCC Dragons Vimeo page, as we have got another free kick here on the far side of the pitch, deep in Dragon territory. The defense trying to hold on here with 20 minutes to go as clock has been stopped. We might have a injury. They're checking out number 13, Jerson Chirino's face. He's been one of several players that have taken a couple of tumbles, so I wonder if he hit the ground a little too hard. Just double checking to make sure we're all good, as we're about to have subs in for the Dragons as well. As the free kick on the way, courtesy of Teixeira, kicked up. Oh, it's careful. Oh, what a save by Fuentes. Oh my goodness, Fuentes with the tips of his fingers that might be the save of the year. Bradley Fuentes. What a play there. It was about to be tipped in via header, and he just caught it. PG wants a handball against Mateo Moore. He actually might have gotten away with it a little bit, but it might have been accidental. Ooh, down goes. Down goes a PG player. That was number 4, Mohamed Salah, who went down in pain, but he gets back on his feet. Somebody from the crowd called out he flopped. I heard somebody over in the crowd call out he flopped. They probably were right. He seems to be okay. That being said, I mean, getting hit on the leg with the cleat is going to hurt no matter what, all right? You can flop all you want, but it's still going to hurt a little bit. Ooh! As down goes Rafa Benitez, and that's going to be a foul against PG. This game is going to be chippy. This is going to be a very chippy game with a lot of fouls. With the condition that the field is in because of how rain-soaked it is, it's going to be tough to score. Both defenses have played admirably. It's going to be a low-scoring game, folks, so you better buckle in. There's going to be a lot of missed goals and a lot of foul calls in this one. Bad pass by Simmons. Ogunlie saves the day. Scooped up by Brian Barrientos, dropping down to the defensive line. As 2 Dragons are getting set to come in. It's Truce Norton and Thomas Lopez. Here might be a chance here for the Dragons. Nope. Oh, a lung almost broke up that play from the goalie, Caceres. That would have been something there. Tashira. Passing down to number 21. That is Hengaway. Hengaway. Good pressure from Ogunlie. Go. Fonseca trying to head it out of bounds. Ooh, this is going to be tough. They're trying to cross her. Moore breaks it up. Good job there by the Dragons defensive line to keep this a scoreless tie at the moment. As a foul called against PG, it looks like. "17 and a half minutes to go. Good play by Ogunlie to break that up. A lung. PG looking for an opportunity here. They might get one with Morales. Oh, Moore tripped and fell down. That's going to open the door for Teixeira. Broken up. How about that, Brian Barrientos? Taking on one of the best players in the region and breaking it up. Keep in mind, the Dragons' defense is playing incredibly well despite one of their top defensive players, Mark Adja, being unavailable. He's one of several players who are out hurt. By the way, just below us, PG's number 27, Chiga Eguonwu, jumping up and down. There's water splashing around at his feet. That shows you just how water-soaked the turf has been for today's game. So what that Bermuda grass does, soaks up that water. Here is a chance here. Crosser, broken up, knocked away by Jeff Estrada. Dragons have made some insane defensive plays here. Morales, trying to find an open man, kept alive. Estrada with a header to Shira, and a foul called on to Shira. He's arguing his case. Ref doesn't want to hear any of it. Moore crossing the field, looking for an opening. He gets punted, and no call on that. Okay, then. Simmons breaking up that play. From Olam, he finds Benitez. Benitez putting it up, trying to get it to Moore. And it's instead picked up as another player goes down. That was number 13. That was Chirino who goes down for PG. Olam goes down to Morales. Morales. Deep pass headed away by Simmons, kept alive by Teixeira. And it was off target. Subs coming in. Truce Norton is into the game. Tomas Lopez is into the game. And Chiga Eguonwu from Abuja, Nigeria, and I apologize if I butchered that. I'm trying my best here. Both will enter the will all enter the contest as Blythe and the Lung comes off. Truce Norton was supposed to start this game, but got subbed out for Mateo Moore at the last second, but now he's in. That's good. I was worried he might have gotten hurt. They're going to sub out for Jerson Chirino. Back on the attack come the Dragons, and now that they've got one of their top offensive threats out there in Truce Norton, see if they can make an impact. He and Thomas Lopez, it looks like, are going to man the front with Rafa Benitez and Darian Paz. 2 more subs getting set to come in. It'll be Antonio Argueta Perez and Esteban Benitez are getting ready to sub in for the Dragons. And it's good to see Antonio Argueta Perez back. He got hurt early in the season, and it's good to see him coming back from injury to play again. That was a clever attempt at a pass there by Hengue. Went out of bounds. All right, they're going to pull Kevin Ruby in favor of Antonio Perez. They're going to pull Rafa Benitez in favor of Esteban Benitez. And ooh, look at the mud stain on Rafa Benitez. That shows you how muddy the field is. I'm now noticing how many members of the Dragons have mud-stained jerseys. I'm going to call this one the Mud Bowl. Ogunleye, nice header. Oh, that might hit us. Oh, it did. Ogunleye heads that ball right into our booth. Everyone's okay. We're just checking to make sure that that our social media manager Michelle's okay. She was right in harm's way down there, but she's all good. Again, I'm noticing like the splotches of mud that are popping up all over the Dragons jerseys. It is a muddy mess out there, folks. This is a fun game. This is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna go down in Howard lore as one of as I love some bad weather games, and this is gonna be one of them. Don't mean to get all cheesy all of a sudden. All right, here's Truce Norton. Fast, very tough player. Ooh, good fake out there. A lot of blue jerseys. He's going to pass out to Antonio Perez. Perez finds Darian Paz. Paz passing down to Esteban Benitez. Getting some cloud cover here. See if that's going to alleviate some of the heat. Perez's pass broken up. Wrestling for it. Oh, going down hard was number 10. They're going to keep that alive. Here's Norton. Norton trying to go for a pass. It's broken up by a slide tackle by 27. That's Egwonwu. Perez keeps it alive. Ogunleye moving up. Looking for some help. Finds Truce. Oh, that goes sailing over our heads. Where's that going to land? Oh, thought it went out of bounds. It sailed back to Kyle Simmons. Simmons up to Norton. Norton getting a lot of looks now that he's checked into the game. He switches places with Simmons there. Passes back to Jeff Estrada. Estrada finds Sebastian Fonseca. We don't talk about Sebastian a lot, but he plays a key role outside on the far side. Great job at right back all season. He has been one of the more unheralded defenders of this Dragons team, and he deserves a lot of shout-outs. That's Sebastian Fonseca, number 14. Nine minutes to go in the first half. It's a 0-0 tie. And what's been a muddy defensive game, but a fun one at that. Lots of opportunities for both of these teams. Dragons keeping the pressure up. It feels like they have had the momentum swing back their way ever since the first subs came in. They've done an excellent job of shutting down Zico Teixeira. Barrientos with a great play there. Paz going for a good move there as well. Something I'm noticing, folks, every time that someone kicks the ball and there's just enough sunlight in the way, you can see water come up. So every time these guys go down for a tackle or a pretty rough kick, they're getting sprayed in the face. And we just got an update. The reason why earlier that they had that stoppage for Jerson Chirino is that he had a clump of dirt get into his eye. Benitez fighting hard there with number 10, Dexter Ngukam, for the ball. As we got a nice cool breeze coming through now, making things a little more tolerable. Here's Teixeira. Teixeira falls. Ooh, his head collides with Jeff Estrada's leg. Uh-oh. He's sitting up okay. It looks like he's okay. Zico Teixeira. Foul was called, I think, on Antonio Perez. Dangerous position here for the Dragons with the Owls deep in their territory. It's the first time in a while they've been able to get this deep. They're going to form up a defensive wall. Looks like they might try to go for a shot on goal here. It'll be Dexter Ingakam who takes it. Dexter shot on the way high. Dexter Ingakam, number 10, with a missed shot. As the Dragons trying to fight back into this one. They're trying to, right now, the Dragons just trying to get to the end of what has been a tough first half for them. Thankfully, no points have been scored by either team. Randy Salvador, haven't seen him a lot. Finds Morales. Morales. Ooh, that was a missed assignment there by number 27. Perez wants a handball, doesn't get it. Or does he? He does. Handball called on Chiga Eguanwu. And the Dragons now with an opportunity. Barrientos. Broken up by Salvador. Backtracking, looking for an opportunity here. He finds Hengoe. Hengoe. Tied up with Ogunlie. Oh! They're going to call a foul on Ogunlie there. He's frustrated. Hengoe still down. Oh, they might give, it might be white ball. It's white ball. Check that. It's a foul against Hengoe. The foul was on Hengoe. Okay. I thought Ogunlie had just been called there. Instead, it was on Hengoe. Lopez. Trying to get it to Truce. Broken up. Kept alive by Perez. Finds Benitez. Benitez goes down. Got a backtrack here. There's a big collision. Nice header by Simmons. 5 minutes to go. It's getting pretty intense here. Gerson Torino getting set to come back in for PG. Lopez. Shot blocked. Norton. Tripped up a bit as he was trying to get back to the ball. Benitez. Passing back to Fonseca. Wrong way. Here we go. There is a chance here for the Dragons. Benitez fighting for the ball. It goes out of bounds. PG will have it. Gerson Torino checking back into the game. Let's see who he replaces. He goes in. The player who came out is has walked off the field the other way as a foul. It's number 27 he replaced. Foul called here against Howard was on Antonio Perez. Couldn't see because of the glare from the sun, but we are getting some cloud cover in a bit, so we should be okay there. Under 4 to go in the first half. It remains an intense, low-scoring affair. No score so far. Teixeira, keeping it alive. What a save by Fuentes! Oh, and he did it again! Double save by Bradley Fuentes. He blocked Teixeira, and he blocked Frank Olam's shots. How about that? That was number 20, Frank Olam, who had the rebound shot that Fuentes blocked. What a play there. There's going to be a corner kick. It's going to be short range. They're going to play it short here. Teixeira kicks out to Ngukem. Benitez trying to break that up, and he does. Great job by Esteban Benitez. And now he's trying to find Tomas Lopez. Got a speed to get in there. Lopez will not win that race. Randy Salvador will get there instead. White jerseys will break up that play. 2.5 to go in the first half. Norton. Looking. Lopez. Trying to get Ogunleye out of bounds. Oh, Ogunleye frustrated. Can't let your emotions get the best of you here. Doing a good job so far. Ogunleye falls down. Salvador. That's broken up. 2 minutes to go in the first half. You know, PG, they have had ties before. The reason why they've fallen out of the top two in Division 2 was because they had 2 separate ties. And those 2 ties and a couple of that could have been victories is the main reason that PG has fallen from 2nd to 4th. They were leading Region 20 Division 2 through the first half of the year. They were leading region, and then they had a couple of ties and kind of sapped their momentum. Not a lot of pressure here. About a minute to go. Fuentes, get up, makes the save. I bounced away from him. Man, I hope we got a camera shot of that of Zico Teixeira and Jersa Chirino leaping over Fuentes as he grabs the ball that slipped away from him. It has been a wonderful day so far. Wonderful debut. Long-awaited debut for Bradley Fuentes. 5 saves so far. And he's made some truly incredible saves here. Might have to make another one. Here's Frank Olam. Olam. Fonseca trying to cut off the crosser. Dragons wanted an air ball. Wrong sport. They wanted a handball. 30 seconds to go in the first half. They can hold on for a draw here, down some of their best players. Nice play there by Antonio Perez. If we can hold on for a draw here against PG in the first half, with a number of our top players on the sideline, this is going to be something special. Ten seconds. Time ticking down. That's going to do it for the first half. It's a 0-0 tie after 1. And it was an intense half of soccer if I've ever seen one. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the start of the second half. It's 0-0, a scoreless draw between the Owls and the Dragons in this top 5 showdown. We'll see you in 15.
process in my brain that makes sense, and then
I just think soup is split up.
yeah. It's also seems like I want it, but I didn't. I mean, it's one or the other. 50-50 shot.
It's also like if you weigh soup pie, if you weigh crow,
So yeah, like this, like you're anatomically, but you're looking
dorsal side.
crow. But like you wouldn't be like your hand is super. Like I don't know. Like it's an action. Yeah. Like you're always stupid. But if you're lying prone, you're not gonna be like, oh. They have ball thoughts.
oh, they do. A lot of our spring sports were
If they young.
they play their actual team in the spring.
I keep forgetting about the Terrarians.
Softball.
There would be.
Yeah, but I mean in reference. One of them connects on the. One connects on the medial. One on the. Yeah, or IP one. More like. I know what you're.
Which one more?
No, which one runs was low?
Dude, you messed my
That's her on the dorsal.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, you're given the
Flexor
terms.
is the low.
Oh, I know, that's fine.
Yeah,
You
so
said
okay,
explain it to me.
and that's why it's the hairy because they all go yeah are too. Okay. And then that's what I was trying to like. You were thinking the premise. See it, but my words were not helping. The premise is where yeah. No, I was just saying flexor. I wasn't even worried about the premise.
Flexor, plantar side.
I was just worried. Always think about it. Top extend. But it's kind of the opposite because you're. That's what I said. That's why my brain was. It's confusing.
Well, especially right here because it's like extension, extension.
It's also nice, but then if you're in, I don't know. Once it's in your brain, I can't think about it actively, but I know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So okay, so adductor hollosis and the flexor hollosis run near the MTP. It attaches to the.
Go home.
Like you can't break the seat. I'm gonna do it now. Eric, I'm gonna do like I'd like to say you're lucky enough. I would say that I don't know if it's where Gravis indicates that he probably like Wall City too. That's oh yeah. You're right.
Does it go lateral to medial? I know.
So Penn State first half into the first half. Essex 3, Carroll 0.
Gotta go.
Like origin and stuff.
Start of the second half. Allegheny is up. Here's the big one. 21 minutes to go in the first half. Catonsville 2, Frederick 0. Paul and Catonsville knocks off Frederick. Catonsville knocks off Frederick. I'm losing my shit. Well, we need Frederick to have more losses than us to start taking on. If we have fewer losses than Frederick, even though we lost to them, we'll be ahead of them higher seed.
Okay, period.
We have to finish. We have right now. They have 2 losses. We have 2 losses. So
Yeah,
if Catonsville wins, tonight, if we win, because Catonsville's beating Frederick right now, and if they win and we win, we're number 2 behind Essex. So we need like Essex is number 1. We wouldn't be number 1. Essex is too good. But if we win, Frederick gets knocked off. We're number 2.
If she was crowned, we found them like that.
Yep.
And then
And we're back live here at Dragon Stadium at the campus of Howard Community College as we are getting set for the second half of what has been an exciting and a frantic first half of play between the Howard Community College Dragons and the PG County Owls. If you missed the first half, 0-0 is the score, a scoreless tie. Tough field conditions. The 2 weeks of rain we've had have made the field kind of like the Everglades. It's a bit of a swamp out there, and both teams kind of struggling in the muck. Dragons, without some of their key players on offense, have played admirably on defense. Backup goalkeeper Bradley Fuentes, making his first career start, has made some of the most spectacular saves we have seen all season. Dragons' offense kind of came alive towards the end of the game, which made things very, very interesting. Now, quick little update. If you follow the Region 20 standings, you'd know PG is ranked number 4 in the standings at the moment. Howard is ranked number 3. The number 2 ranked Frederick Cougars are currently playing at CCVC Catonsville. Guess who's up on top? Catonsville is up 2-0 at the moment. If Frederick loses and the Dragons manage to pull off the win today, they would be number 2 in the region behind CCBC Essex entering the final month of play. That would be huge for the Dragons. So, big question now in the second half is, can the Dragons break this scoreless drought and get the win? We're just going to have to wait and see on that one, folks. We'll be right back with the start of the second half. You're watching Dragon Soccer live here on HCC Vimeo. Change the half and 45 minutes. Look at Bradley. Look at that. Look at the net in front of him. Look at that grass in front of him. Just mud. Second half about to get underway. Dragons have got a kind of mix of their lineup from the start of the game out there, plus Truce Norton. Teams have switched sides. We're getting ready for the start of this second half. Dragons will begin with possession. It will be Barrientos who will kick off for Howard. Here we go. 45 minutes left to decide this one. One of these teams is either staying at is either taking number 3 or number 2 if things go right on the other side of the state. So here we go. Barrientos passes back to Simmons. There's a nasty glare in the way, but we're about to get some cloud cover, so that might go away for a bit. I don't think anyone wants that cloud cover, though. It has been raining nonstop. During the half, went out and took a look at the grass. It's just mud underneath there. It has been ravaged by this rain. That's why you've seen so many players trip and fall. That's why you've seen Howard's white jerseys kind of getting speckled with mud. Laundry's going to have overtime at this point. That's just kind of how it goes. Ooh! Samson Ogunlie gets overturned and hits the ground hard. Now a chance for the Dragons. Benitez. Rafa Benitez going for the crosser. Oh, Blind Lung missed it. It's broken up by Randy Salvador. Kept alive by Truce Norton, Ogunlie. As we have a foul. Offsides is the call. Thank you to my cameraman Diego for spotting that one. Hard to see with the glare here. Here's Teixeira, shot way over the net. Dragons have done an excellent job. Oh, that's going off into the woods. Good luck to the ball boy who has to go retrieve that. Dragons have done an excellent job of covering Zico Teixeira, as we do have a Dragon player down. It's Kyle Simmons. Uh-oh. Can't see what seems to be the problem with Simmons. He's going to be helped up. We're good. It looks like we're good. Simmons, it looks like, kind of keeled over there for a second. And I think, oh, okay. So from what we understand, Simmons got Simmons got hit down low, if you catch my drift. He's okay, but that is understandable why he had to take a breather. Here's a chance for Blyden Alung. He's got to outspeed number 22. Alung trying to fight for it. Good pressure. That's going to set up a corner kick. Alung providing excellent pressure on Guillermo Villalta. That's going to set up a chance here for the Dragons with a corner. Corner on the way. It's up. Simmons going for the header. No luck there. As we're finally getting some cloud cover here, make things a little easier to see. And it's a big cloud too, so that's going to help a lot. Jairo Caceres kicks it away. Dragons will break that one up. PG looking opportunity. Got to play the goalie as down goes Ogunlie. Ogunlie has been hitting the deck a lot in this second half. He's already had a couple of big hits. It's going to be a corner here. Zico Teixeira will take it. No matter what the final outcome is, this has arguably been the weakest performance of the season for Teixeira. What a job the Dragons have done. Oh, that's an opening off the post. Good play there by the Dragons defense. PG's going to keep it alive, though. They're going to at least try to. Here's a shot. Fuentes stops the shot as, Shane Lopez. That was Shane Lopez Hadia, number 18, who took the shot. We haven't heard a lot from him today. He's been playing back on, on defense. He took the shot. And he's going to get another chance here. Sends that one up. Fonseca will play it to Simmons. Dragons looking for an opening here as down goes. Who was that who went down? That was Truce Norton who went down. And he gets back to his feet. Foul is called, so it'll be a free kick for the Dragons. Fonseca. Benitez. Puts it up to Darian Paz. Paz trying to find an opening for Brian Barrientos. Barrientos fighting. Nice crosser. Benitez getting in there. It's kicked away. Kept alive. Norton keeps it alive. It's up and over the net. Good try there by the Dragons. They had a good look. And a lot of applause from the bench. You could tell they really want to get one in here. Both teams with some excellent looks so far. But these goalies are playing lights out. Caceres hasn't had to work a lot in this game, but so far he's had a couple of pressures put his way. And you can see nice pressure coming from Blyden Alung, who's trying to get right up in the face of Guillermo Villalta. Benitez. Teixeira. Picked up by Darian Paz. Paz looking for options. That was broken up. He was trying to get it to Norton. Owls dropping back on defense. Blyden slides through the muck. PG with a gnarly reaction there. They thought that was an ankle breaker. I think it was just he slipped on the wet grass. Here's Truce Norton with a chance. Norton looking for an opportunity. Norton takes the shot. Oh, it's blocked by Caceres. Out of bounds, corner kick coming up. This is going to be another really good chance for the Dragons. Here we go. Corner's up. A long header. Oh, missed it. Thought that was in the net. Simmons Good press. Kyle Simmons playing a little offense here, adding some good pressure. Going back the other way. Barrientos knocks it back. Jerson Chirino tripped up. And a foul called. So, Teixeira will take the free kick. It's up, headed out of there by Blyden Lung. You know, he's listed as a defender on the official roster, but he primarily plays forward, but he's got some good defense going there too. PG looking for a strategy here, seeing what they can do. Hard to see through the glare. And here's a chance for Rafa Benitez. Benitez chasing down Vialta. Broken up out of bounds. That's going to be Dragon Ball deep in Al territory. Boxed into a corner. Can't really see what's going on. Benitez will throw in. As Blyden Lung goes down, PG keeps it alive. They get it down to Fonseca. Fonseca. About 35 minutes to go. Fonseca was trying to find Benitez. Ooh, what a move by Paz. That's going to be a foul. And a yellow card now called on Darian Paz. Paz kicked the ball in frustration after the foul was called, and that's going to be a yellow. I wouldn't say he kicked it in frustration. Let me apologize there. Let me rephrase that. I wouldn't say he kicked it. I think he just touched it, but that was a yellow. You heard several PG players yelling, that's a yellow. He can't touch it. That's more akin to what happened there. We had looked away for a split second. My apologies on the call there, but the correct call is yellow card on Darian Paz, second one of the game for the Dragons. Free kick is taken by Shane Lopez Hadia, and it's picked up instead by Brian Barrientos. Finds Truce Norton. Norton tries to get it to a Lung. That was offsides. Fonseca will break up that ball. Benitez finds Barrientos. That was a flop in the backfield there. That was 19. Abdusalam Osman who went down. Fuentes comes out of net. That was dangerous, but it worked. Broke up the play. Simmons. Trying to keep things alive. That ball broken up. Folks, I apologize if I'm not talking much. It's hard to see exactly what's going on. As that one broken up by Rafa Benitez. He's been doing an excellent job all day. Barrientos plays it down for a Lung. Out of bounds. Possession to the Dragons. And I think it's going to be Benitez who will toss it in. Here's Truce. Truce. Shot! Oh, what a save there by Jairo Caceres. Norton had an opening. It's going to be another corner kick for the Dragons. And you can feel that the momentum has changed a bit. You can feel that the momentum has shifted in favor of the Dragons. That first half, it felt like the Owls were fully in control. But the second half, the Dragons, they've had more opportunities. They've gotten more corner kicks. I think it's Darian Paz, I think, who's taking the corner. It's up. It's headed away. Fonseca will try and keep it alive. Ruby plays it down to Paz. Paz, crosser. That's an opportunity. And a handball called on Blyden the Lung. Oh, they had a chance there. Benitez had an open shot, but a foul called, and that negated what would have been, that could have potentially been the first goal of the game. Here's Norton. Keeping it alive. Look at the footwork from Norton. Finds Kevin Ruby. Ruby gets it to Benitez. Benitez finds a Lung. No offside call yet. A Lung. Going for the crosser. Norton header. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he had it. Subs coming in. Thomas Lopez will enter the game for Blyden the Lung. Tomas, excuse me. I'll make sure I got that correct. But man. Oh, Truce had it. It was an open header, and it just cleared the crossbar. A great pass there from Blyden the Lung. He's going to get some much-deserved rest. He's been having a solid game. Blyden the Lung getting the start over Sam Santos, who's sitting this game out with a hip injury. And Blyden the Lung been doing a great job. But you can tell the momentum has changed because the Dragons right back on the attack. Great pass there by Truce. Went down into the dirt. I thought for a second his pants had come off. No, his shorts had just ridden up. I thought for a second, that's like, there's no way they got knocked off when he hit the ground. All right, 31 minutes to go in this one. Kevin Ruby passes down to Rafa Benitez. Benitez passing up for Lopez. Tomas Lopez going for the crosser for Benitez. Benitez to beat. Oh, Benitez gets knocked down. Where's the call? There is no call. It's going to be a goal kick for PG. Rafa Benitez using his that size, Rafa Benitez, he may be a little shorter than the rest of his teammates, but he can use that to his advantage. He's gotten opposing players really frustrated with how aggressive he plays. We had a game against Cecil where he drew a red flag when an opposing player decided instead of just playing him normally, he was gonna grab him and chuck him to the ground. Well, he's getting the start here today, and he's done a phenomenal job. Even if I'm now noticing the entire back of his jersey is all muddy because what we're seeing here is a great example of why white jerseys on a muddy field don't mix. But we've seen it's been a good physical game. Fuentes will play that one. Norton. Oh, Norton got twisted up out of bounds, but he's okay. All right, back on the attack is Norton. Norton. Oh, tripped up. They didn't call a foul. Are you kidding me? Oh, that should have been a foul. And that was close enough to the box, too. It might have been the Howard bench erupted. You could hear Coach Ryerson calling where was the foul. There was none. Norton got hit from behind and hit the dirt and fell. Like I said earlier, this is a chippy game. Both teams have gotten, and I say this as someone who is technically impartial to Howard, both teams have kind of gotten away with a lot. There's a shot attempt that's going to be wide as Abdusalam Osman tripped and slid while he was making the shot. Part of me wonders the reason why one of the factors why neither team has been able to get a clean shot off is because they can't get a good plant on they can't get a good feel with their plant foot. They can't get a good enough leverage when they try and go for the shot. Dragons, however, have controlled the flow of the game here in the second half, as they haven't. Honestly, I'm curious what was said at halftime to get them motivated up, because they have had a lot more chances here, and they have honestly been outplaying the Owls a bit here in the second half. As PG player goes down. I can't tell. Oh, that was Teixeira. I think no, it was not. But there is a PG player down. He's getting to his feet now. This might be an opportunity. Dragons trying to break away. Benitez got tangled up there with Hadia. They get it down to Benitez. That injured player is up on his feet. Benitez keeping it alive. Lopez coming up to help. It's stolen away by Hadia. Hadia passes down to Nagukum. Nagukum slicing through traffic. Might have gotten away there with a little push on Ruby. Here's Teixeira. Over to the far side. Can't tell who that is at the moment. This stupid glare getting in the way from the sun. Apologies. Kept alive by Ogunlie. Oh, there's a monarch butterfly on the field. How about that? "27 minutes to go in what has been an extremely exciting game. This is a perfect example to show you that low-scoring games aren't necessarily bad. And I think we're used, to the Dragons winning games by blowouts, because that's what they were doing so often through the season. But once the injury bug hit, we got to resort to winning games a lot more, that are a lot more closer to the chest. The very most could probably get 2. That's what we did against Southern Maryland. Ooh, good play there by Darian Paz. Sets it up for Benitez. Oh! Wasn't able to get there in time, but is still fighting hard. Benitez getting in there. Benitez. Strong play, broke up Hadia's momentum there. He has to backtrack. PG getting ready to send in a bunch of subs here as we come up on 25 minutes to go in this this second half. Excuse me. Hadia looking for an opening. Gonna cut back to his defense. There is a PG player down. Dragons might have a chance. Barrientos goes for Norton. Broken up by Mohamed Salah. That PG player, by the way, back on his feet. As subs coming in. Esteban Benitez is in for the Dragons. Mateo Thomas Moore is in for the Dragons. Diego Smith is in for the Owls. Frank Olam is in for the Owls, and Perez Hengoe is in for the Owls. So both teams with wholesale changes here. They're going to pull Lopez. They're going to pull Rafa Benitez, it looks like. So Esteban Benitez, no relation, by the way, comes into the game. And Mateo Thomas Moore is going to take over the center forward position. With his speed, I think I see what head coach Rob Ryerson is going for. They need to be fast to get around this PG defense. Put in one of your fastest players in Mateo Moore. Fonseca calling for help. Goes low down to Esteban Benitez, trying to get back up to Fonseca, keeps it alive. Teixeira picks it up. He finds Olam. Excuse me. Hengoe. There's a shot! Was that in? Just over the bar. I think that was Teixeira who took the shot. Couldn't tell exactly from the glare. but that was close. It just passed. It just went over the crossbar. Just. I was about to. I was about to lose it. That would have been the goal that breaks this game open with how well the Dragons have played in this second half. Ruby going forward. Nice play there, but he got tripped up. Oh, a foul's called. Foul's called against, I think, Teixeira. Foul is on Zico Teixeira. That is a massive break for the Dragons. Dragons will take a free kick here deep in opposing territory. It'll be Simmons. He hesitates. Passes to Ogunlie. Trying to get it in for more. And it slipped past right to the keeper. 22 minutes to go. Can't see exactly what's going on in the midfield. Fonseca trying to find more. It's broken up by PG's defense. Here's a chance for Chirino. Shot high. Oh, he went down though. Jerson Chirino goes down. That was on Kevin Ruby, I think. And he's going to help Chirino work out a cramp. And they're going to stop the clock here as Jerson Chirino might be a little more banged up than we thought. They're going to help him out, as it appears it might be a foot injury for Jerson. We're going to take an injury timeout and be right back. Back to the action. It was Yerson Chirino who went down with an apparently a very bad cramp. So number 26 Noah Moselle will come into the game out of Riverdale, Maryland to replace him, and will take the free kick here. It seems.
Trish, drop back and help. Drop back and help.
Shot on the way. Oh, it's in! It's in! PG breaks the tie. Trying to see who that was. I believe that was number 21, Perez Hengoe, who scores off of the free kick. And PG has broken this tie in the 20th with 20 minutes to go. A missile of a free kick, and now desperation time is coming in here for the Dragons. They have got to find a way to score. We apologize for the severe sun glare we're dealing with our camera. Fifth goal of the season for Perez Hengoe. Out of Laurel, Maryland. Went to high school over at Lycée de Longpom 2 in Cameroon. And now the Dragons trying to respond. More out of bounds. That should go to the Dragons. Goes right back out of bounds, and it's going to go over to PG. PG trying to go for a response here. Might have a chance. Fuentes makes the save off the shot from Zico Tashira. We'll get a chance here with the ball deep in enemy territory. Crosser up for Truce Norton. Norton, it gets pushed away. Broken up. Olam puts it deep. Fuentes comes up. Oh, big collision between Fuentes and Tashira. I think. I can't exactly tell. And clock is stopping now because Kevin Ruby is down. Ruby will get back to his feet. There's 17 minutes to go. Antonio Perez is going to check in for him. They're also going to sub Dexter Ingukam out. That's PG. Back to the action we go. I'm actually leaning out of the production booth right now in order to see the action on the field. As the sun glare is so bad on our windows. We're going to actually have the windows open for our next game. Or frustrated. Big collision there. Moore chasing down, trying to get the ball away. Kept alive. Looks like PG is gonna. Looks like PG might go with a bit of a keep away strategy here. We've got about 16 minutes to go, but PG can afford to do that. As another PG player goes down and there's another foul. Apologies if the commentary's dropped off a bit, folks. We're trying to get a better view of the field because the glare we're getting from the sun has gotten so rough. Diego Smith's going to take this free kick. He'll take it. Deep down. Broken up. There's a chance. Dragons will get it out of there. Dragons need a response here. They gotta get they gotta find an opening. Break that one up defensively. That was Jeff Estrada. Norton keeps it alive. Finds Darian Paz. Paz gets it up to Truce Norton. Norton gets knocked down. Out of bounds. It's going to be Dragons' ball. Truce Norton, by the way, his jersey's almost completely brown from all the times he has hit the ground. Under 15 minutes to go. Norton throws it in for Paz. Norton. Back to Paz. Handball called. Offsides is called, excuse me. Appreciate that. As Smith takes a tumble while taking the free kick. As finally the glare starting to disappear a bit as the sun is beginning to go down behind the trees behind the stadium. Thankfully, we can start to see some of the action now. As we've got just under 14 minutes to go. Dragons trying to get momentum back. Here's Simmons breaking that play up. He is going to find Perez. Perez goes down to Esteban Benitez. Benitez plays it over to Paz. Paz, Moore, back to Paz. Missed it, but never fear. Benitez is there. He gets kind of manhandled out of bounds there. Quick toss into Paz, looking for a crosser here. Paz looking for an opening. Paz plays it in for Moore. It's broken up. Kept alive by Perez Hangaway. Hangaway trying to find an opening. Hangaway. Oh, what a play there by Antonio Perez. And Perez, a nice pass back to Sebastian Fonseca. Fonseca will pass down, trying to get it to Mateo Moore, who slipped past the defenders. That's going to be offsides. I see what they were trying to do when it was close. Got another sub coming in here. That's going to be number 10. Dexter Ingram is going to come back in. Blyden Alung is also going to get in too. Alung's been absent since early in the second half. He and Rafa Benitez are going to check in. Dragons are going to try to get some offense here. They're going to need it if they want a chance to get this game tied back up. A tie isn't going to hurt. Perez goes down. A tie will not hurt. A tie won't hurt. Ties do not count. It will not hurt the Dragons. But it could hurt PG because it would be their third tie of the season, all of which could have been potential victories. So the Dragons, a tie won't necessarily hurt if they manage to score late here. PG, a tie could hurt. because they don't have as many wins as the Dragons do, and that could open up the door for potentially Southern Maryland or another school to sweep in there and try and get that last top seed for the Region 20 tournament. Again, there's still a whole month of the season to go, but we're keeping our eyes on that now because we have reached the last month. Benitez. That's broken up. Going the other way. Good defensive play by Simmons. Barrientos knocks it out of the way. Norton, nice interception. Keeping it alive under heavy pressure from Randy Salvador there. Salvador gets it back, gets a little help there from Paz. Dragons looking for an opening. Perez. Moore. Back to Perez. It's broken up. Owls back on the attack here. Here comes PG. Trying to find an opening for Teixeira. Nice pass. That's a shot. And a goal. Number 18. Was that 18? I'm trying to see who that was. That was number 16. Sean Ajacum Opong from Accra, Ghana, who scores. Great assist there by Zico Teixeira, and that one might do it. We've got 10.5 minutes to go. Benitez will check out. The goal scorer will check out too. That was Sean. Sean Ajacum Opong, who had checked into the game earlier, scores to make it 2-0 in favor of the Owls. Number 8, Michael Argueta Diaz from Brentwood, New York, also getting ready to check into the game. All right, if the Dragons want to get back into this one, they're going to need a miracle. Simmons. Truce Norton has been given the rest of the game off, it looks like. Tomas Lopez is in, fighting hard. $10 minutes to go. 10 minutes left. Dragons in search of a miracle. There's a collision at midfield. Teixeira's hit the ground, and he's slow to get up. And they're going to stop the clock. Teixeira's hurt. He might just be cramped up, it looks like. And he is. He's going to be helped back to his feet by Randy Salvador. We've gotten confirmation that was Sean Ajacum Opong's first career goal as a member of the PG Owls. The freshman forward from Accra, Ghana, gets his first career goal here. That very well English, hard language, very well might have put this game away for PG. Hang away. Passes back to Salvador. Still 9 minutes to go. A lot of game left. There's a crosser. That's going to be an open net. Fuentes came out. It's broken up. Kept alive. Perez avoids the handball. Blyden Lung. Ooh, big collision. Down goes a Lung as he collided. The foul is going to be on number 10, Dexter Ingacam. And it's going to be a free kick here that'll be taken by Jeff Estrada. That slipped past a Lung. It's batted out of there by Mohamed Salah. Goes out of bounds. 8 minutes left. Good pressure from Lopez. PG keeping it alive. PG looks like it's about to put in a whole bunch of subs. Seven minutes left. Salvador passes down. Good try there by Barrientos to break it away. Subs coming in. Kevin Santos out of Accokeek, Maryland is in for the Owls. And number 15, William Donahue from Olney, Maryland is in. And I will give a shout out to Donahue. He's from my old hometown, Olney, Maryland, and my old alma mater, Sherwood High School. Go Sherwood, go Warriors. Esteban Benitez has also checked into the game for the Dragons with just about 6 minutes to go. PG trying to hang on for what would be a huge win for their program. It would be a statement win. As this one's getting close to wrapping up. Corner kick on the way. Over the net. By the way, the Owls have subbed out Zico Tashira. He ends today's contest with several shots and an assist. So a good day for one of the leading candidates for Player of the Year in Region 20. They'll play back to the goalie. Fuentes has to be careful here. Lopez trying to get in there. Four minutes left. As PG playing glorified game of keep away here. As they've got this one in hand at the moment. Dragons, it look like we've just run out of steam here in these final minutes. Just feels like this was one of those games. Good effort by the Dragons. But PG is going to pull out a big win here, I think. And that is going to be huge for Region 20 seeding because Frederick is still losing to Catonsville. PG could realistically find themselves back to P2 in the Division 2 standings by the end of the day. Ogunle with the pass, he goes down. Finds Barrientos. Looking for a crosser. He gets tied up a bit. Went out of bounds. Possession will stick with the Dragons, I think. No, it will go to the Owls, and we do have a player down. It's Samson Ogunlie. He's hit the dirt many times today, and I think that was one trip to the ground too many, as he's down catching his breath. Making sure he's okay. His teammates making sure. Mateo Thomas Moore getting set to check into the game for the Dragons. By the way, if you're wondering why there's a soccer ball flying in front of the camera, that's Truth Norton's brother, Truth Norton, from our men's basketball team, who was taking shots. The ball was just bouncing up in front of the camera there. No, you're good, man. You're good. The audience just saw that. That was pretty funny. That's Truth Norton, brother of Truth Norton, who's going to be featured on our men's basketball team when they start play next month. As our athletic training staff waiting to come out here as they're checking to make sure Samson Ogunlie is okay. The last thing the Dragons need are more injuries. You gotta wonder if the Dragons had been at full strength. Do you think that I think this game? I don't know. I can't say for sure if we would have won this game if we had been in full strength, but I definitely know that both teams probably would have scored at least some. The Dragons have done a great job today regardless. They've done a great job of limiting mistakes. They just ran out of steam there late in the second half, it seems like. Chris Herzog checks into the game for the Dragons, making his first appearance to the day, as he replaces Samson Ogunlie, who's going to take a long walk around. And another sub will come in. Mateo Moore will come in. And he's going to replace Brian Barrientos. Under 3 minutes to go. We want to give a big thank you to everyone here at Howard Community College who helps get these games underway. All of our full-time staff, all of our part-time staff, all of the interns, all of the student athletes who help out. As the final minutes ticking away here. Here's Lopez. Might have a chance. Going for a shot in the corner. Won't go. Had a good shot from Tomas. Just couldn't get the corner in time. Two minutes to go. Just about 2 minutes. I was off by a few seconds. 2 minutes to go. Benitez fighting here. Finds Lopez. Lopez twisted up. No foul called. Benitez keeps it alive. Goes for the crosser. A long header. Won't go. Oh, he had it. He had it for a second. Owls going the other way here. Minute and a half left. Offsides is going to be called. Oh! That's going to be a yellow card, as after the foul was called, I think that was Perez Hengoe. Is he going to call a yellow? I don't know. That was actually number 10, Dexter Ngukem. Yellow was not called with a minute 20 left. Simmons passes down to Fonseca. That was a foul on Dexter Ngukem. Fonseca boxed into a corner, taken away. Salvador finds Donahue. Tomas Lopez, under a minute to go, 40 seconds left. Dragons playing like they have a chance. Dragons are still playing tough here. They know they still have a chance. 30 seconds left. Under 20 seconds to go. Barring the miracle of all miracles, this should do it. Owls are probably just going to hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down in the dirt went Benitez. That'll do it. The PG Owls pull a big upset as they knock off Howard 2-0. And that is going to be crucial when seeding comes for the Region 20 tournament. A lot of celebrations there from PG. A tough one for the Dragons, who are now 1-3 in their last 4 games. 2 more home games to go for this Dragons team. The next one is going to be sophomore day against Anne Arundel. That's coming up Saturday. There's plenty of chances for this Dragon team to get back on track, and I do believe that they will, and they will be a force to be reckoned with come playoff time. We're going to wrap things up here, folks, for all of us here at Howard Community College. We thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. This is the big man on the mic, Isaac Donsky, signing off. We will see you next time as the Dragons take on Anne Arundel this Saturday. Women's broadcast will be at noon. Men's broadcast will be at 2. We're gonna sign off, folks, and wish you a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night, everybody.